What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Hard Bullet video. I know you guys miss Hard Bullet. You guys have shown so much love on the last video. We really appreciate you guys checking out our YouTube channel. And if you are new here, I do definitely recommend you going down and subscribing in that little red, is it red button? I think it's white now. That little white subscribe button. So if you want to see more content on VR or even outside of VR, make sure to check out our community down in our Discord to make sure you can follow up to any updates in our future videos. But today, guys, we have a little something special for you guys because a lot of you guys didn't like how we censored some of the gore, not some, like mainly all the gore in our last video. But in this video specifically, we're not doing that, guys. We're gonna be looking at each sandbox video. So for this video, we're going to be looking into each sandbox level. Currently, right now, there are 2 levels, but each of them have their unique cosmetics and different level structures that you could be using on each of these levels. So we're going to be looking into Dead End first, and then later on to Deathbox. So I will see you guys in Dead End. Alright guys, welcome to the Dead End level. And now low-key, it is a bit different from the Deathbox map because the Deathbox map is more closed in, but this map serves a lot of freedom to walk around you here. And if you haven't noticed, I am wearing the new outfits that came out with this recent update, so I should definitely recommend you checking out the recent update for the customization tab that is in the main menu. But anyways, welcome to Dead End. Now I'm going to show you guys around to show you the different weapons you can interact, the NPCs you can interact. So let me show you guys around here. So in this map over here, we have a little weapon section over here. And over here, you could spawn an NPC, which I did have to kill, unfortunately, earlier because he has a little breathing problem. But over here, we're going to check out the weapons section over here. So over here, you have your blade section, your two-handed weapons, your tools, and also others, which is like a bat, a baton, and other stuff like that. Over here, we have your actual guns that you could use. We have a pistol section, an SMG section, a shotgun section, a rifle section, and also your explosive sections. And also, you could favorite any of these guns so you could easily like choose, which is something I should have actually done earlier. But let's go pick up some guns.
Wait! We have a new Discord server. Ah!
So why don't we actually test out these guns on an NPC right over here. So over here, you could actually customize the NPC however you want. You could actually make him immortal, which what I'm going to be doing right now because I know you guys want to see the gore on this little guy over here. So if we get a regular pistol right here, like that, it makes a very visible bullet hole. And if I just go around this guy's head, oops. So yeah, a pretty bloody mess if you ask me. And if we actually go around just go on like that, he becomes very bloody, very, I don't even want to say the other word, very brutal, and it's very disgusting if you ask me. I've actually seen similar blood and gory physics on other games like Blade and Sorcery, but this right over here, if we actually get this guy over here, you can see his entire skull starts to be revealed. And if we shoot this guy in the front end right here, his skull is actually visible and open. That is pretty goddamn disgusting. So the shotguns in this game actually have a pretty cool, interesting physics option over here. You could actually take off any limb with a simple double barrel. If you actually if you actually aim for any physical parts on this NPC, just like that, his whole arm is off. You could actually touch that. But yeah, you could just take off this guy's arm. I'm surprised. How is he actually standing with just one leg? That is pretty cool if you ask me. Good job, little guy. Can you actually just fall over? Okay, there you go. Let's see him actually try to stand up with just one leg. Oh my god, this guy could do it. Wow, that is pretty cool. So over here, you could actually see a little bone sticking out like that. But over here, if you actually aim for this guy's stomach, it makes a pretty visible hole right over here. That is disgusting. And you can actually see more bones sticking out of this. That I've never seen that in any VR game. It is crazy how meta actually allowed this game to be here. And I mean, I guess we're lucky that we're able to see this in a VR game. So enough of showing off the guns. I'm actually going to be going on over here to show off the different melee weapons you could actually use in this game. So I have all my melee weapons laid out, and let's go one by one. So let's start off pretty small. Let's get this regular combat knife right over here, and I actually have NPCs laid out already over here to be my little test subject. So let's get a regular just stab in the stomach right over here. Let's see if this guy actually lives off of that. Okay, this guy's able to stand up from that. So let's give him a little bit of few slaps, see how long he lasts. Alright, now we gave him a little few more stabs. I don't think this guy actually live off of that. He could leave some little stab marks on the face over here. Let's do a little neck movement right over here. Let's go on over to the face over here. Oh my god, his eyes are turning red. Let's make him eat my knife. Oh, missed the mouth. Is that in the mouth? I don't think that's in the mouth. That is... Okay, that is in the mouth right there. Oh, look at that. That looks disgusting. Holy... Is his eyes out? I think I ripped off his eyes, or I think his eyes are just glitched out, but that looks disgusting. Both of his eyes are off. Oh my god. Okay, can I grab this NPC's? Look at that. His eyes are off. That is disgusting. So I think I've shown enough of the knife over here, actually. So let's go on to a different weapon over here. Let's get on this machete right over here. So, like I was saying earlier, with the shotgun, you could actually take off the limbs off of these NPCs. And why not let's try taking off the limbs of a regular NPC with a machete right over here. Just like that. Simple and easy. His head is completely off right over here. Let's pick it up right over here. Look at that. His head is just instantly off. And I could just keep on stabbing right here. That is bloody as hell. He'll be my knife holster right over here. Look at that. You could be with your little buddies over here. You can take off this guy's legs right over here. This guy's leg is completely come off. Look at the bones. Look at the bone details on this guy's leg right over here. So enough of stabbing this little guy over here. I did delete some of his friends, so he's, you know, he's a little off-putting, but something that I did forget to mention over here is the explosive section over here. We have different amount of explosives we can use, like a regular grenade, a Semtex, a claymore, and also a grenade launcher. There are 2 grenade launchers we could use, but they work pretty similar. So let's actually grab a Semtex over here. Now, Semtex is, if you don't know, is pretty much a sticky bomb that you could stick on to quite literally anything. Oops. Quite literally onto anything. Quite simple like that. So we can make this guy just eat my sticky bomb right over here. Quite simple. Oh my god. Let's go check out the damage. Oh my god. Look at his face. His face is torn apart. Oh my god, his legs are off. Look at this. Oops. Look at this. His legs are literally just torn apart. So that is basically all the different weapons you could use on Hard Bullet. Now, I do want to show the torturing area that is actually quite over there, but I think Deathbox actually, you know, spreads apart the different tools we could use on something like an NPC right over here, which I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. Like, I was off camera, you know, messing around with the different tools right over here, and his arm is pretty visible, and his little skull is pretty visible. Are you okay, buddy? I think he's quite okay. But let's go on over to Deathbox to show you the different torturing methods we could actually use in this game right here. All right, now welcome to the torture area and the death box. Now we do have different customization options right over here, but I do want to focus on the torture area right over here. I was doing some, experimenting off camera. Holy shit! I think there's something stuck on you, buddy. Let's get this. Let's get this out of you. Oh shit! Oh, that's really stuck. Oh, that looks disgusting. Okay. There you go. There you go, buddy. Here, I think your head's actually a little bit stuck. There you go. That's a little bit better. So yeah, I was checking out how far the gore or how brutal this game goes. It's pretty brutal. But anyways, I'm gonna be showcasing the different torture methods. Yeah, the different torture methods you can use in this game. So why don't we disarm this guy? We don't want this guy having a gun right over here. If we go over here, we can obviously just stick an NPC right over here. Just like that, quite and simple. We can use this to easily, chop off some limbs. So if we just get a machete right over here, we can make this guy sit over here and actually have his head stick on just like that. Quite simple if you ask me. Let's disarm this guy right over here. Make sure he's dead. And we could actually use, let's go on over here to the blender, why don't we? Because I don't like seeing this guy's face if you ask me. So why don't we actually dispose of this? So if we just turn this on right here, let this thing cook up a moment right here. We just, why don't we just stick in the legs first? Just like that. And like you saw right there, his legs are completely off. Look at that. We can do the same with his arms right over here. Oops. Look at that. Hold on. There you go. Look at that. His arms are completely off. Why don't we actually go over here to the moving parts over here and show this guy. See his little skull open right over here. Make this guy go all around right here. Make sure his face is quite open. Look at his head. Look at his bones sticking out like that. Oh my god, his face is smushed. Look at that. You can literally see his skull being more revealed the more we just smush his face in. Look at that. Real time. Look at that. Oh my god, that is quite disgusting. Look, I just grabbed this guy's jaw. I don't know if you saw his bones sticking out. And that is all the torturing methods we could use over here. Like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of just little simple areas where we could stick onto them. I was using the hook earlier. But yeah, it's quite brutal how this game could be in certain times. But anyways, that is all to showcase for the Sandbox levels. I hope you enjoy today's torturing episode, and I'll see you guys in the next hard bullet video or any video that we post after this.